Welcome to Craft a Flower Dendrobium Orchid Layering Die Set Layering video. So first up, I am going to cut my images. So I'm using the lovely gradient cardstock. Now this one here is the Cosmic Berry. And all I've done is I've cut the base layers for the flowers and also the base for the lip on the flower too. For the detail part of the lip or the trumpet, I am going to be using the purple wine cardstock. And then going to move on to like the buds and also the like wing layers of the flowers. For those ones, I am going to be using the Puffy Heart cardstock, a very beautiful pink there. And then for the detail layers of both the buds and the flowers themselves, I am going to be using the rose quartz. So I am using my little plate just to make sure that those are cut correctly. And then going to move on to the leaves. So for the leaves, the base of the leaves is going to be the darkest cardstock. So I'm using the Hunter Green for that one. And then the highlight layer is going to be the lightest. So I'm going to use the Sweet Leaf cardstock for that one. Finally, the little stems, I'm going to be using the Just Green. So I'm just going to cut those out there. Now, when layering these flowers up together, I find the easiest way to do this is to kind of line all of the images up like they are lined up on the layering guide on the back of the packaging. You can then start with the base, then add the wing layer onto the flower. So that is the beautiful pink that we have there. And then for the little highlight pieces, I pop those on next. So again, using the guide that we have on the back of the packaging. So that's going to help you pop all of those highlight layers in place perfectly. And then I'm going to add the detail layer onto the lip or the trumpet of the orchid and then pop that into the center. Now, when you pop that into the center of the image, you don't necessarily need to get it in the perfect orientation like it says on the layering guide. You can kind of move this around a little bit to get a different kind of look or opening to the flower. Also, when you are popping these together, I do find that it's quite helpful to be using a pair of tweezers. Some of these pieces are quite small, and I do find it easier to kind of maneuver them with the tweezers. Also, another handy tip is to add some double-sided adhesive onto the little pieces of cardstock before you die cut them, so then that in turn turns these into stickers. As you can see, when I'm layering these up, these are really easy to layer up. So the wing fits perfectly directly onto the base where the larger petals are. And then you're going to just pop the little highlights onto the wings and then also the little petals too. So the ones at the bottom and then the one at the top. Some of them don't have the highlights on all of the flowers, so don't worry too much. Don't think that you've lost a little piece. And I think that even if you did, it would look perfect anyway. So I'm just going to keep going with these flowers, just using the layering guide to the side of me to make sure that I have those highlight layers in the right position. So once I have finished with those, I can then move on to the little buds. Now these are really, really easy. All of the highlight pieces on the buds are going to line up with either the base or the tip of the little petals that you can see there. So really easy to pop together. Once that's done, all I need to do then is just add the little stems to these images, and they don't necessarily need to be in the perfect kind of flower. You can definitely play around with which stem that you're going to use on which bud. Finally, just for the leaves, all I'm going to do is add the highlight layer directly on top of the base layer, and there we go. That's all the layering complete. We really do hope this video helps, and thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye.